Good evening. So, welcome to the show. We crowned a new WNBA champ. It's that problem in Cincinnati and problems in Beantown. Y'all ready? It's all sports matter.
Shine through.
Welcome to the All Sports Matter podcast. I'm your host, JB. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on here introducing myself. I'm bringing my brothers real quick because we got a whole lot of stuff to talk about. So let's get them in here real quick. Mr. Two Belts, holla at the people.
What it do? What it do? How's everybody doing today?
We also got Mr. Amir Poppy Shiraz.
¿Cómo estás, Facebook land?
And speaking
and YouTube. Don't forget YouTube.
And YouTube. Speaking of Como Estas, we'll bring in the man of many names.
I'm glad you caught the segue.
Tonight, apparently his name is Mr. Roberto Escobar Iglesias.
Man, feel that power that came through just now. Hey, K.O. X. K.O. X. That's all I got to say about that.
I don't know where all the names are coming from, but it's amazing, and I do support every bit of it. All right, so top story, big story. Everybody know that's going on. What is happening in Beantown? Ime Udoka. That's how you say his name? Udoka. He out there doing some he being real mannish. I'm gonna just say that. Rob, I'm gonna come to you first. What's your take? How you feel?
Well, okay, first, let me start off with this. He did nothing illegal. Let's just start there. Other than being just damn stupid. Let's just put that out there. But the amount of, as we had discussed amongst ourselves, the amount of irresponsible journalism that's happening right now, as far as this news article, is insane. His name was released about an consensual relationship to the press, and then drugged through the mud after that. And it's just insanity. It has just transpired since then. And I'm like, there has to be a million things more attached to this, because the amount of coverage that he's getting for this art, for this indiscretion, is insanity. Was he stupid? Yes, of course. Nia Long, Sarge. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Nia Long. I ain't saying nothing else. Nia Long, Sarge. She been fine since '88.
They've been engaged.
And I'm just gonna put that out
there. She been fine since before she had hair.
I'm just saying, 1988, Sarge. It ain't many people that can walk around this earth and say they've been sexy since 1988, but they can.
They've been,
and you had him.
They've been.
Okay, I got you,
about them. I know that.
Show you right. Hey, speak on that. But
I've been sexy since '79.
I mean, I'm just saying, we're not getting personal. But it's just it blows my mind that the amount of coverage that they have been pushing and making it seem like he's the first almost, and there's no way he's the first NBA executive, head coach, or whatever to have some type of indiscretion of this nature. It's just mind-blowing to me. And then his suspension length. The amount of time he got suspended, it's the same amount of time they suspended the people who fought in the doggone malice at the palace. You gave him a year? And you gave him option of a year suspension. He can resign, or you can get fired. So in my eyes, there is no decision. Because what are you saying? Like, you want me to take a suspension or not have a job? Like, come on, sir. Like, where are we going with this? This is ridiculous.
So is he still getting paid for during the suspension?
No pay. And then when he comes back, he gets only 50% of what he was supposed to get paid, if I'm not mistaken.
And not even that. They'll decide on his future.
And that's the other part.
Okay. Okay.
So you give me 3 options, and one of them is to get fired, but then we'll talk about it after I come off of suspension?
Exactly.
Go ahead, Amir.
They're going to make him stay home for a whole year with Nia Long looking at him like this?
Yeah. I'm with you.
Because that's how she's going to be looking at him the whole time. My bad. Go ahead, Amir.
I'm gonna get my my joke out the way before I get serious. This offense is equivalent to a New York Yankee waking up and saying, "I'm not shaving today." Okay, that's how this offense ties. In other words, it's a policy of the organization. Okay, for those who don't know, the Yankees players have to shave every day. But that being said, it's not illegal to not shave. I'm just saying it's a policy. With that being said, I gotta calm down because I got heated over this, and I'm not a Celtics fan. But I am.
Let me ask you a question. You said it's policy, right?
Yes.
What's the policy?
I was about to get to that.
Because it's going to tie into my. I got another question to ask, but it's going to tie in.
They do have a no fraternization policy in Boston. They do. Go ahead.
But one of the alleged women that he slept with is married to the VP of the Celtics.
Okay, that's not staff. Here's a lot of confusion to what's going on, and that's why I said we're not going to get the full truth of this because the coach just decided to sign off and says, "Let me get out of the way and not make this worse than what it can be." I'm telling you, we don't know we still don't know the full truth of this. There's only one staffer, okay, and that was that female basketball we all
Allison
saw.
Feaster, but we're not going to throw her. We're not going to throw her through the mud. Okay, we don't know if it's
again. We don't know. We don't know. Again, hearsay, which is fine. Now, if he indeed had a consensual, non-consensual sexual harassment just to the one person, because this is what really they're trying to get him on just the one, then he's wrong. But here is what I'm telling you is going on. And I can't prove it, but I will in due time to get to your point, Fleck. He went above and beyond that one staffer.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, see how I came full circle with that? Now, they're only getting him on the one. They keep saying staffer. A staffer is a ball boy. A staffer is the guy that takes the lineup card. You know what I'm saying? That's a staffer. They only have one female. That's why her name came out. Now, is she punished?
No.
Not that we've heard.
Not that we know of.
Not that we know.
And guess what? They came out today in a press conference and said nobody else will be punished.
Exactly.
So, with that being said, on a consensual relationship, it takes two. They always say that, right? It takes two to consent.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So if it's consensual, two is wrong, one gets suspended, he signed off, he's leaving. Because I don't want to touch on what Rob said. You're absolutely right. Nia Long, come on, really? Gotcha. I'm gonna back you up on that one. But I'm just trying to get to the facts of the story or what we do know.
Mm-hmm.
That same vice president said nobody else will be suspended. There's a lot more to the story we don't know about.
Definitely a lot more to the story. And
there's a lot more. Go ahead, Fred. There's a lot more to the story. That's all I'm saying.
Because supposedly one of those others is his wife, the Celtics VP.
That's not a staffer, though.
No. I'm saying.
But that's one of the others.
Why? Like, okay, even if that's what happened, does the punishment fit the crime?
No.
And I use crime very loosely here because he didn't do anything illegal.
Right.
Maybe he broke a code of conduct within the organization, but he did not do anything lawfully illegal.
Right.
A year suspension for a consensual relationship.
Exactly.
And then the report came out today that it was unwanted comments. It wasn't even
Right.
It wasn't even, I'm touching your thigh. It's unwanted comments. That I kid you not. That's what it said. Unwanted comments.
Yeah, that's
Meaning
what it
he
said.
said something to somebody that they didn't want. Like,
But
really? And you get a year for that?
yeah, but
Like,
you
this makes sense.
but you was in the military just like me, like the rest of us, and
Yeah.
you had those same briefings, and they did say it's not just touching, not just physical stuff. It could be comments, it could be stuff that's drawn, it could jokes, it could be all of that stuff.
And I totally
Stuff make you
understand that
uncomfortable.
part. I totally understand that part.
Hey,
But
Fleck,
a year,
before you
a
go,
whole season?
Yeah.
Fleck, before you move forward, because we all know that's the field I used to work in, and I get it, but that's almost saying like I had somebody sexually harass me, and I'm about to give him 20 years in jail.
That's ridiculous.
It does not fit.
Nope.
That does not fit. I get it. You need to punish whatever the comments. I get it. But a year suspension?
No, you're right, Rob. Fleck, we're all on the same page. We're all heated about this. Let me add a little fuel to the fire. And again, I only speak facts. Okay. They said they started an investigation months ago. They said after the investigation, they believe the first reports came out. We believe it was consensual. With the staff member, we're going to suspend them due to policy. Then they came out today. It was like, yeah, that don't sound right. We're just going to throw in, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm just saying facts here. And
Okay.
they came out with yesterday. Their first words out their mouth was, after months of investigation, it was a consensual relationship. Their words, not mine.
And then what really grinds my gears is that, okay, you could have done this suspension. I mean, none of us agree that it's a season-long suspension.
No.
That he should have got a season-long suspension.
No.
But you could have done this and say he's suspended due to personal reasons and not drag all of these people through the mud.
Exactly.
What was the purpose of that?
I don't think the organization meant to do that. That was the internet. The internet did that, not the organization.
No. The organization put it out there that they suspended him for a year.
Yeah, I know. I got that. What I'm saying, the organization didn't throw out those names of the one staff.
I'm not even talking about just the names. I'm saying, they made this a bigger deal than it should have been, is what I'm getting at. Really?
You remember what I said earlier when we were in our message talking? There's fuckery afoot. I don't care how nobody else puts it. There is fuckery afoot somewhere in here, because I'm not falling for this. There's something in here that we're not getting right now, that they're not releasing, that they don't want to share or something. But there's some extra in here, and I'm not falling for it. This is banana in the tailpipe.
Don't let what's going on within the Celtics organization distract you from the fact that Brett Favre has stolen $8.7 million from the state of Mississippi.
Well, so
you are on one tonight, sir.
Let's go ahead and talk about it then. Brett Favre, welfare gate. He out there taking the money. But you ain't heard nothing about it. What's going on with that? Why don't we have more?
Never heard anything about it.
Why don't we have more about it? Because that Michael Vick cousin was fighting dogs at his house, and we had a whole summer of that.
We had Jameis Winston steal $26 worth of crab legs, and it was national news within an hour. Help me make this make sense.
It engulfed that part of their season.
It took it off. Took it all over. Took it over. Somebody help me understand, man. I know we're gonna have, and Amir said it in our talking amongst ourselves that all the facts haven't come out yet. Right. But
I don't know how much more we need when he's in this text message talking about, hey, do you think anybody will find out? Blasey, like guilt.
I'm going to equate, and I'm glad you brought it up, because I do still believe firmly that we don't know the whole story yet. Right. Now, I will say this to back up my statement. This is more along the lines of when the Gruden emails came out later. We knew something happened. We knew he was wrong, but we didn't get the information until the whole thing came out. And then we're like, that's what it was. I think this is the same thing as far as being investigated. Like, we know it's there. We know for a fact it's there. But we still don't know the whole thing until the whole thing comes out at once. That's why I believe that.
Okay.
And that makes sense.
So the governor, I think it's the governor.
It's the governor.
He's trying to cut a deal. Basically saying, hey, I'm going to let you know what happened, but I need immunity.
You know what they call that?
So he's about to throw Brett Favre under the bus.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. I'm going to sing like a bird. You're not going to send me to jail.
Telling everything.
I mean, I think for me, like the evilness behind it is that you took $5 million from the welfare fund to fund arena or stadium or whatever for the volleyball team that your daughter, the team that your daughter plays for, like
and your alma mater. Right. That's his alma mater.
If I'm not mistaken,
so he can say, and it's trying to make him look like, okay, I gave $5 million to Southern Mississippi for the volleyball team. No, sir, you took $5 million from the welfare fund.
if I'm not mistaken, Brett Favre had a pretty lengthy career in the National Football League, correct?
He did.
So he signed more than one contract, right?
Yes.
And he also be on TV on the commercials with the La Wrangler, running around in the mud throwing the football, right?
And the braces.
And he got his own podcast.
All right, so I feel like you got some money in the bank account. Why you can't use your own money?
The part that really chafed my cheeks is that this. I don't know if people really realize this. The poorest state in the United States of America is that of Mississippi.
And
they don't even have
fresh of the poorest.
He took from the poorest of the poor. They are literally just getting fresh drinking water in the capital of Mississippi. And that's who you stealing from? You stealing from the poorest of poor people. So that your daughter's volleyball team will be able to get a $5 million volleyball facility or whatever you're doing.
So he could have a name on a bill.
How bad you messed up.
You knew it.
Sitting there sending text messages asking, can I get in trouble for this? Who's going to find out?
Will the media be able to trace this back to me?
Exactly. No, that's exactly what it was.
Are you serious? Like, we all know how I feel about him. Sarge, I
think we all pretty much feel the same way about this too.
If a train had just came out of nowhere and blindsided him, Sarge, I'd be up there like, please bring it back in reverse and hit him one more time to make sure it got him good. He is the worst. The worst.
I want to know how the audience feels about this situation.
I do too.
Chime in. Let us know in the comment section how you feel about what's going on with Brett Favre and Welfare Gate.
Right.
And it's funny because Shannon Sharp brought up the fact that when he got inducted to the Hall of Fame, people knew he wasn't a good person. They knew what kind of person he was. And he still was a first ballot. But let that be someone like a T.O. who had those same indiscretions. How would they be looked at? They didn't want to let T.O. in for multiple years into the Hall.
For doing sit-ups in his driveway.
Right. For his bad personal decisions or whatever they want to call it. But this guy is known to be a terrible person. Right. Known to have sent pictures of unsoliciting pics of an explicit nature to staffers, and he still get in first ballot. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Two people doing manly things with staffers. That's ridiculous. Speaking of Hall of Fame, the NFL Hall of Fame, the nominees were announced. We have a lot. They have a lot of people on that list, so we're not about to go through all of the people on that list. I just know I don't want to be one of the people that's voting because it's some names on there that I don't understand how you could pass up on. But I know you can't vote for everybody.
Big names.
Yeah,
Joe Thomas, Darrell Revis, Dwight Freeney, Chris Johnson. I don't agree with Chris Johnson. I don't think
either. He's a great player, but I don't think he's ready for the Hall right
I
now.
ready, not yet.
Shane Leckler's on there.
All right, well,
that was interesting.
Yeah,
I saw that and I was like, that's pretty interesting.
Like, all right, I don't know how y'all made. All right, y'all did that.
Yeah,
I mean, I can see
it.
The first three should be no brainers. You know, Joe Thomas, he should be in there, no doubt. Darrell Revis, I think he should get in without a doubt.
Right.
And Dwight Freeney, those three should be automatic locks. They should be.
Those are first balloters, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, everybody that I named is first year eligible.
Didn't Joe Thomas just retire last year?
No, he's been retired for
some years.
That was Joe Turney, I think.
I think he retired after they got
talking about the Cleveland Browns offensive line.
Yeah, didn't he retire after they got Manziel? Didn't he retire after they got Manziel?
He retired like 2 seasons ago.
Was it
two?
Two?
He wouldn't be eligible if he retired.
He wouldn't be eligible. I thought you had to wait 5.
That was the other Joe.
That's just baseball. You gotta wait 5 years. These other sports ain't got those rules.
NFL, there's a waiting period too. Almost positive. Y'all go ahead and keep talking. I'll
right. Go ahead, fact check, Mr. Statistician. Speaking of waiting periods, it seems like Mike Evans is gonna have to wait another week before he can step back on the field, because he did get suspended for one game after coming back. Well, he didn't really leave off the field, but he did physically assault Marshawn Lattimore last week for jumping in the face of Tom Brady, and then they panned the camera over that to him while he was trying to plead his case to the referee. He was like, "That's Tom Brady, man. What I'm supposed to do?"
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're supposed to go off the field and let Tom Brady handle his business, because Tom Brady is a 45-year-old man and he getting paid just the same way you are. So don't jeopardize your money for Tom Brady money.
Let's be clear. Mike Evans don't like that dude. They don't like each other.
They get into it every time.
They don't like each other at all.
Yeah, they get into it every time.
The
Hall of Fame thing that go back on that, you do have to be retired for at least 5 years. A player or coach has to be retired for at least 5 years. Anybody else, team owner or an executive, they can be voted in at any time.
Thank you for that information, sir.
Joe Thomas's 5th year will be next March, because he retired in March of 2018. So
we're talking about Mike Evans.
Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore.
It's on site.
I don't understand. Like, okay, I know them two don't like each other.
It's on site.
But I mean, like, dude, it was already being handled, and I guess you just had to come in there and put your 2 cents in there. I mean,
it's on site. It's on site when they see each other. So I
understand that.
It was handled. They scrapped the play before that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were scrapping already.
Yeah, they were already hot.
They scrapped last year. They scrapped the year before that. It's every time they see each other, they just going at it. And they have a restaurant down here in New Orleans that put Mike Thomas picture up in the window with the little Ghostbuster symbol and said, "No Mike Thomases can eat here." Not Mike Thomas. Mike Evans. No Mike Evanses can eat here.
Look,
I saw that.
Mike Evans fought him when James
lifetime was man. They said lifetime, permanently.
Lifetime.
Mike Evans fought Lattimore when Jameis was there, and he said something to Jameis, and Mike Evans came out of nowhere and blasted him in the face again.
But isn't that the kind of teammate you want?
Right?
Yes.
Right. I ain't mad at him, but
in every sport,
keep your money.
I don't know. If I'm Tom Brady, I think I might be bad. Dude,
I won't.
I'm out. Hear me out. I'm already down 3 receivers. You're coming in here after it's already been separated. Like, we're separating at this point. We're just jawing at this point. There's no fisticuffs going on. And you come in and do something stupid like that, and now I'm down my best receiver. I'm already down my 2, 3, and 4, and now I'm down my number 1 now.
But you got to remember, the only reason why it took him so long to get there was because he was already going back and forth with Leonard Fournette, and Fournette was pushing with him. Right. And Mike Evans was trying already to try to get around Fournette to get to him.
Evans went to the bench.
He came back.
He went toward he went toward the field. Fournette and Lattimore are jawing. They're not. There's no pushing or anything going on. They're
They had a
jawing.
tussle.
Tom Brady
he mushed him.
Fournette
No,
pushed
he
him.
Tom Brady,
Fournette
yeah,
mushed.
but I'm saying by
He
the time
mushed
Mike
for-
Evans got there,
Right.
there was nothing
and
going
Evans
on
was
by the
like-
time Mike Evans got there. But
But
they're
yeah,
jawing.
like Evans turned, and the way the camera angle looked, Evans turned, saw Fournette going back and forth, and pushed Lattimore's face mask. And we already know Mike Evans on site. If I see this dude, I want him. And he runs back onto the field, and he goes ahead and he gets his 24 licks in, and goes ahead and rolls around on the ground. Yeah, it's stupid, but I'm like this. You want a dog. You want a dog that's going to be on the field, but you want him to be on the field. You do need him to be on the field.
I don't want my dog to attack when I'm not in any danger.
Yeah,
I can understand that. That's good.
So yeah, so he not playing. Somebody else who might not be playing.
Feel about it?
Yeah, Amir.
I agree with you. That was the other point I was trying to make. Now if Evans out, Julio 9 times 10 will be out.
He's out.
Godwin's already out. Gage is at 50%, and he barely walking.
Perriman's hurt.
Yeah.
Scotty Miller's dealing with an injury.
I don't know who. It's going to be Giovanni Bernard Day because
He's
there ain't
hurt.
nobody else.
He's hurt.
Bernard.
They about to put
That's-
3
that's-
running backs and 2 tight ends out there.
It's Cole Beasley, baby. It's Cole Beasley.
That's why they signed Cole Beasley.
Cole Beasley's easy.
And he fumbled his first chance he got in practice. Trust me, Tom Brady wanted to cut him immediately. They told him that's all he got. That's all he got left. So,
Like, Tom, we ain't got nobody else, man.
that's why I picked Green Bay this Sunday because they really have nobody on offense.
It's about to be a complete and utter problem. But
Yeah.
and somebody else who might not be playing because Tampa Bay ain't got nobody. Justin Herbert. We don't know what's going on with him. He was very limited this week in practice. All you fantasy GMs, y'all might want to find contingency plans because I don't think he gonna be a go when it's time. What y'all say? What you think?
Fleck, who's your backup?
Shoot, man. In one league, I got him. I got Trevor Lawrence, and in the other league, I got Marcus Mariota. So I'm
That's 2 L's right
matter
there.
of fact, I'm glad you brought that up. Let me see if I can get him in here because me and him need to talk.
For real.
That's 2 L's right there. I'm smelling too.
I got Aaron Rodgers for my backup in the league. I got Justin Herbert in, so I don't know how that's going to work out, but
I'm going to ride it all the way until the injury report come out. That's why I had to pick
Sunday.
2 quarterbacks from the later window because they play in the later game.
He's been questionable all week, but they even said today he has yet to start throwing.
No,
he
yet to throw. He threw Tuesday. He threw Tuesday.
They say he was going through the motions.
Handed the ball off Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday they said that he had no participation at all.
Right, they were just trying to see how can he throw with his new Tony Romo vest or whatever.
Yeah. The coach came out and said that he threw in practice Tuesday, and I was watching.
I say he played. I think he plays.
I was watching Jacina Anderson on the crew just before we got ready to come online to go live today, and she said that she's got those sources within the organization, and they're even saying it's 50-50 at this point.
They got the Jaguars. I think
I got the same sources.
But you can't dismiss the Jags this year.
Especially their
The
defense.
Jags are playing some pretty damn good defense.
And that's the part because one good hit, and we won't see him no more this season because we know they lay lumber. That is one thing about Jacksonville. Yeah, their offense may be sputtering a little bit. Their special teams may not be the greatest. But one thing Jacksonville has always had is a physical defense who love to hit. And
I mean, the offense ain't playing bad.
it ain't playing bad. But
So Christian Kirk is playing like a $17 million man.
He needs to crank his production up, but James Robinson, he scored a touchdown in each game this year. Like you said, Christian Kirk, he's playing like he's like, okay, y'all made all this noise about me getting this contract. Let me show you that I'm finna earn it. Through 2 weeks, he's earning it.
Right. As long as you earning it, you showing that you got paid for a reason.
You said 2 weeks. We got a whole 15 other weeks to
That's
go.
what I said. Through 2 weeks, he's earning it.
Right.
Yeah.
I tell you one team that ain't looking good. What's happening with Cincinnati? I mean, y'all the AFC champions. What y'all doing?
This has been a weird season, period.
It has been.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like the teams that we thought were going to be juggernauts out the gate have been playing like
ass.
Mm-hmm. They've been
right.
playing like ass.
Right. But then you got teams like the New York Giants that's 2-0.
Like them, they've been playing like ass. Then you got teams that thought were going to be bottom feeders that are playing like world beaters. The Lions, they've been competitive in both games. The Jags, they're playing pretty good ball.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Commanders was putting up points.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the Colts right now wishing that they could swap quarterbacks again.
Oh my goodness, that's
that Colts team is. I think that's my surprise of the year, honestly. So far.
I was talking to somebody who's a diehard Colts fan, and their defense. The main reason why their defense is trash, they have lost their defensive leader so far with back injury, and Darius Shaquille Leonard, and so they're hurting right now with that presence on the field, and they overpaid DeForest Buckner incredibly because I forgot he was even on the squad, and he is not playing like he's getting the kind of money he's getting.
But Leonard doesn't play offense. Neither one of those names that you just called plays offense.
So, I'm getting to that part. I'm coming to that part. So the other part about the offense is they let the offensive line, their left guard, and their right tackle, who were mainstays and Pro Bowl caliber players, they let them walk. They didn't even re-sign them.
The Colts?
They didn't sign their left guard and their right tackle.
Quentin Nelson is the left guard. He just got a
contract. It wasn't Quentin Nelson. It was another person.
What did you say? Right guard and left tackle.
He said.
Did I say right guard?
Left guard and right tackle.
Well, whoever the guard is, they let their main guard go, and it's not Nelson. But he was like,
he just got a big contract
because he was.
Matt Ryan don't know his left from his right now.
Exactly. That's the issue.
And that's the other part. Matty Ice is being Matty Ice.
And
you ain't got no veteran wide receivers. So that wide receiver room, and you lost Mo Cox has been either hurt or he's hurt, right? I think Mo Cox is gone.
He's there.
Is he there?
He's out there.
He looks like
just like Jonathan Taylor.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like
he looks like trash. And Jonathan Taylor, hey, looks you're not the same person you were last year.
I mean,
we won. He tore it down, but
period.
Last week,
because Derrick Henry's looking like a shell of himself at this point.
But let's be honest. Does Derrick Henry ever start the season strong?
Yeah, no, but not. But he hasn't. Like he looks like when you got players blowing him up.
But that was unheard of.
2 weeks and he got blown up twice.
That Giants defense shut him down.
That was unheard of.
Giants ain't got a defense.
Blown up twice.
But I'm gonna say this.
I mean, I'm telling what it is, and I'm a Titans fan.
But with him, it's always the first 4 games you hit and miss. He never performs well them first 4 games, and then it's like the game 5th or 6th, he starts getting his feet under him, and he takes off. It's weird. He does this every year. Where the first 4 games is hit or miss. Like he might get you 50 yards in a game, while you got running backs like Chubb, Najee Harris, and these younger wide receivers.
He is looking good.
Younger running backs, they look amazing.
Chubb looks like the number one.
Chubb looking good.
Chubb looks amazing, and I love that I got him on a bunch of fantasy teams. But
so I'm starting a GoFundMe. I'm gonna start a GoFundMe to see if I can raise the $37 million it's going to take to get Tannehill out of Nashville.
But let me talking about buying a team. I was about to say that's all 37. Let's do it.
Let me not put it on all
That's how much dead cap it would cost to get Tannehill out of.
Nah, man, I don't care about Tannehill.
But you might be careful what you wish for, because Malik Willis did not look good in the second half.
But I get
the game was different.
I'm not.
It was already blown out.
I'm not even banking on Malik Willis at this point.
Right.
But if we're
no
going to
choice.
lose, hear me out. If we're going to lose, let's see what we got with Malik. And then if worst case scenario, we bottom out and we are able to draft one of the quarterbacks coming out next year. I mean, at this point.
But I'll tell you this. That division is so bad. Like I said, 6-7 wins might win that division. You know, and the fact that they tied on week 1, Houston and was it Houston and Indianapolis?
Yeah.
That might help Indianapolis win the division, one less loss because of that tie. That's how bad that division is.
I think if Trevor Lawrence can keep progressing the way he has, out from under Urban Meyer now, that defense is playing pretty damn good. Christian Kirk is playing pretty damn good. Mm-hmm. They got a running back that's playing pretty damn good. Jacksonville might make some. I'm not saying that they're going to win the Super Bowl. I'm not even saying they're going to make the playoffs. But after 2 weeks, they're looking like the best team in that division. Which
I was about to say,
again, it's not saying much.
If I was going to pick a team, that's who I'd pick to win the division.
Yeah, but that's like saying you're the tallest midget, though. It don't really matter at
all.
all.
Whoa, sir.
I said,
what are we supposed to be saying? Little people?
We're PC.
I don't know.
Yeah, little people. We're PC here, sir.
I'm sorry. Are we? I heard something earlier that was completely out of PC-ness.
Oh Lord.
Well, let's read some of these comments. No one was gunning for them last year, so New Year with a target on them back. I'm assuming he means Cincinnati.
Well, the problem with Cincinnati,
Bengals was hyped for the weapons they have, but until the quarterback can be protected on a consistent basis and play consistently together, they will struggle. Which we all thought. I mean, I think the collective, we all thought that, hey, Cincinnati, your one weakness was your offensive line.
Right.
They took care of that in all season. You're going to go out there, and that offensive line is not fixed.
They are trash.
Chubb looking good. What was the Titans' identity last year versus this year? We don't have the biggest difference in that is AJ Brown's in Philly right now.
Gone.
I'll say that. We don't have a head coach kicking
Pay the man. Pay the man.
And he's balling with Jalen.
Wait a minute. I just noticed that last comment. We don't have a head coach
kicking the kicker.
You know what I'm saying? You got to kick that kicker.
Hey, they spit knowledge with that one. I got to give them that one.
So let me ask y'all this question real quick. We talking about people in the AFC. Are the Dolphins legit?
Oh Jesus!
Well, we always said it was legit. I'm gonna go ahead and before y'all jump on the screen. My bad. I always said they were legit. The issue is, and we're going to kind of see it this Sunday, is when they play the Buffalo Bills. Do they have enough to stop the Bills' offense? It's not necessarily a shootout going, head to head. Their offense is there. Obviously, we undercut Tua a little bit, and he's looking pretty good so far. I'll admit we were wrong. I was wrong. I'm not gonna talk for you. I was wrong on that.
No, I was in agreement with you.
Yep.
So they're using their Waddle and Hill like we're playing NFL Street. Just go, and I'm gonna get it out there somehow, and it's worked.
They're playing Madden on rookie level.
So it's worked.
They're doing. They're playing.
We're going to see it this Sunday. We should have this conversation next Friday after this Sunday's game between them and the Bills and see how that game goes. And then I'll tell you if they are the team to beat.
But the Bills aren't at 100% because they're going to be missing 4 players out of their secondary that would otherwise start for them. So are we going to act like – I think what you said in the beginning, it's can they slow down the Bills' offense?
And that's what,
because I think with the Bills missing, they're missing Hyde, they're missing Porter, they're missing Tre'Davious White, sorry, and they're missing Dane Jackson, who got hurt this last game. Yep. So they're missing 4 starters out of that secondary, in addition to Jordan Phillips, their defensive tackle. So they're missing some pieces on that defense.
I'm glad Dane Jackson got feeling.
So
you got 2
my
rookies.
thing is, like you said, can the Dolphins slow down the Bills' offense? Because I think the Dolphins are going to be able to put up points against that hurt Bills defense. Can they slow down that Bills offense?
Yes, because if they can slow down that Bills offense enough, I'm with you, Fleck. They're gonna have to fight this weekend because you got two rookie secondary players, cornerbacks, that are lining up against Waddle and Cheetah this weekend. And they literally just ate my Ravens defense alive in Baltimore, and we had starters on the field. We have the worst probably defensive coordinator in the league, but I digress. We had starters on the field, and they made us look like a high school pep rally team. They destroyed us. Cheetah and Waddle are a matchup nightmare if you don't have your starters in place. Bottom line.
I'm gonna tell the Bills defensive coach, whoever he may be, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna let it go. It's called the prevent defense.
That's all I'm saying.
Play that the whole game, and they might be able to hold them to 40. That's all I'm saying. I'm playing prevent defense.
Keep them in French.
If they do go to the prevent defense, the Dolphins got like 5 running backs that can start for any NFL team right about now.
And that's fine. And that's fine, but that'll keep them at least chewing up the clock.
Exactly.
You know how fast these guys were scoring last week? It was crazy.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to I'm not trying to stop them. I'm trying to slow them down.
I'm with you when you're right.
Right.
I'm with you when you're right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jim. So let's move on real quick. Also, Desmond Robinson
is acting like an OC.
Rick Mansfield said that your voice sounds as strong as that goatee. So I'm
just let it happen to you.
Just let it happen. Don't fight it. It's bigger than all of us. Let it go.
So last week we saw some memorable comebacks in the NFL. Looked like a lot of people was playing Atlanta Falcons defense because the Jets was down 30-17 and they went ahead and came back. The Dolphins was down 35-14 and they went ahead and came back. And the Cardinals was down 20-0 at halftime and 23-7 in the start of the fourth quarter, and they came back and won. So whoever out there watching the Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator, y'all stop. Don't do that. Stop doing that.
It's just been a weird NFL season.
It really has.
I mean, it's just been like it's been weird.
It really has.
Week 1, you have kickers that can't kick.
Yes.
And then week 2, you got defenses that can't stop anything.
Nobody.
I mean, the Browns were up 30-17 with like 2 minutes and 13 seconds left and lost that game.
Flacco.
Like that's crazy.
That was on Chubb. If Chubb slides inbounds, that game is over.
I mean, even so.
You
know what I mean? Like you're still up 30-17 with like a minute and 55 seconds left.
Your defense should have stood.
The kicker missed the extra point that would have made it 31-17. We're not going to talk about that.
So Harding asked has the question: does a comeback have to be a winner to be a comeback?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just
a good fight.
It's scoring some extra points.
They played until it was 0-0.
Right, because Cincinnati almost came back on the Cowboys.
The Falcons almost came back and beat the Rams.
So,
you know, like Brandon said, almost doesn't count, sir.
Horseshoes. That's the only sport that counts.
Let's talk a little bit about NCAA real quick. Switching the subject. Last week we saw Texas A&M beat number 13 Miami. I don't. Was it a surprise for any of y'all?
I think them coming off that loss to Appalachian State, they had a point to prove.
Yeah, right. I think they needed to do something like that.
Ran them ragged during practice, and was like, "This ain't gonna happen again until we play Alabama."
Right.
Well, I won't say that because if they don't tie their shoes up real tight this weekend, they may have another L this weekend because they play Arkansas. And I don't think people realize how tough that Arkansas squad is. That's a mean squad, and they are led. Their defense is really nasty.
I was about to say they top 10, so it wouldn't be a shock, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a 1-touchdown game? I wouldn't say they ran them out the stadium. I just think they survived.
Miami?
A&M Miami game.
Well, we ain't gonna say they ran them out the stadium.
Lose that game though. Everybody had A&M losing that game.
Because A&M was
what? I get them. You keep saying, are they back? Are they they only won by a touchdown. That's not really.
I didn't ask if they was back. I just say how y'all feel.
We didn't say they were
not
back.
Considering they came into the season at ranked number 6 and highly touted.
We didn't say they were back. We just said that they had a point to prove coming off that loss to Appalachian State. Well, that's what I said. They had a point to prove coming off that loss to Appalachian State.
A point, okay. They had a point to prove, but I don't think they proved it. I guess that's what I'm getting
at. Everybody had them losing against Miami, and they won.
What I think happened.
If you watched College Game Day, everybody on the panel.
No, I saw that.
Miami winning.
Right.
I saw that. What I'm saying is I'm not writing off Texas A&M. What I'm saying is they're not playing like the 6th seed coming into the season like they're supposed to. That's all I'm saying. They're still not that team. To me.
I think we're both saying the same thing. We're just saying it differently.
Y'all are.
Because I'm not saying that they're gonna win a championship or whatever. Hell, they might end up with 2 or 3 more losses. I'm just saying after losing to App State, they had a point to prove against Miami when everybody in the nation had them losing to Miami.
I mean, they go lose 2 or 3 more.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of people who losing things, what the hell going on in Arizona State? Why they fired Herm Edwards? What?
Yo, so I mean, obviously the 4 of us saw it, but the report. I mean, I don't even know if it was a report. I don't know. It could have been a troll on the internet that said that the Arizona State staffers were telling the other team, the opposition, what they were going to do, the game plan against them, so that they could hurry up and get Herm Edwards out the
I'm just saying, you have found my flabbergasted button, sir, and you have pushed it. I don't understand. You have pushed the flabbergasted button. What is going on?
Herm Edwards had a bad week this week, man, because from the video, they said he got fired in the end zone.
Did you see it?
Yes. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, really?
The AD and the president
met him
in the end zone and was like, basically, come this way. Don't go toward the locker room.
Don't go toward the locker room.
That was something that's been brewing for a minute. They've had all kind of allegations of staff mistreatment, illegal player crap going on. Like that was a long time coming. And Herm, I think, was stuck in the 60s way of coaching. And that didn't work in this modern college landscape.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So you have anything to add to that, Amir?
No, that last statement Fleck made exactly what I was going to say. I don't think it was player mistreatment or staff mistreatment. He just says, y'all quit me as a bunch of pansies and get on the field. And obviously you can't say or do that these days.
Yeah, you can't say that.
It's just different philosophies, different eras, different generations. Mm-hmm. And that's all it is. I don't understand why he went back to college to begin with. He ain't had a kid in college for like 50 years. Like, I don't even know what he understood about college.
He just needed to do something.
He should have just took a head coaching job in the NFL. And
wasn't nobody trying to fire him in the NFL. But I think that goes back to the Texas A&M point. I think he had a point to prove that he didn't prove.
Right.
Yeah, no, he didn't at all.
But speaking of Texas A&M in Miami, because Miami was ranked 13, they have since dropped to number 25. The top 10 remains just about unchanged, I guess. We got Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, Clemson, Oklahoma, USC, Kentucky, Oklahoma State, and Arkansas. That rounds out your top 10. What else is going on in sports? Oh, how can we went all the way through this show, 50 complete minutes, and did not say congratulations to the Las Vegas Aces. How can we do that?
Let's go.
WNBA champions.
Shout out to Becky Hammond.
Becky Hammond did it.
Asia Wilson, we love her.
Kelsey Plum.
Becky Hammond. Kelsey Plum.
Point guard. The point guard. Great.
Making me want to smoke a cigar.
Right.
My goodness, them cigars.
I know, right?
Becky Hammond, she did something that hasn't been done since the inaugural WNBA season. And that was she won WNBA title in her debut season as a coach. That hasn't been done since the very first season in the WNBA when Van Chancellor won with Houston, whatever they were at the time. I can't remember.
I mean, that had to be done in the first season because that was
right, and that's what I'm saying. But that's the point. It hasn't been done since 1997.
Well, that team had the MVP, the sixth woman of the year, the most improved player, coach of the year. That team had everything.
That team was loaded.
That team was great loaded.
It is.
And just for clarification, there was a picture that was circulating of some Las Vegas Raiders fans popping champagne bottles in the stands. That was not because the Raiders were beating the Cardinals at the time. It had just been announced that the Aces had won the WNBA championship, and they had bottles.
No, sir. I refuse to accept your explanation.
We're gonna do factual journalism. We're not gonna do what you think it was. That's exactly what it was.
I'm gonna continue to talk all the crap about the Las Vegas Raiders. I refuse to accept your explanation.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? You use 500 of them. The other 500 we're gonna use to say they're celebrating the early Raiders victory. Okay, we're gonna go that route with it.
Because they were doing both. I know they was. But anyway, there's a bunch of top WNBA players who are rightfully so saying that they are not going to play in Russia this offseason due to the whole Brittany Griner situation, which I felt like that should have been
no-brainer.
That's not really news.
That's a no-brainer.
Right.
No-brainer.
But some other things that's happening in the WNBA, along with the NBA, the Suns and the Mercury owner has started the process of selling the franchise.
As he should.
Kick out.
They go make you go out anyway, so might as well try to go out on top, right?
I mean, I'm shocked that they didn't give him the Donald Sterling treatment.
I am too.
Very much so.
Enforce
very much so.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he came to this epiphany on his own that, like, okay, it's hit the fan. Let me get my money and let me go.
He saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah,
he did see the writing on the wall. So,
and one thing we have all recognized, Jeff Bezos is really rich, and we're gonna leave it at that.
That dude's trying to buy the moon.
I'm serious. Like, dude has money that just don't even make sense. Like,
just tell him I got $5 on it. If he won't buy the moon, I'll go in with him. I'm gonna just give him $5
because you got an Amazon Prime account.
I'm about to say he gets it every month.
Trust me, he understands. He knows the assignment.
I just want to go in to buy the moon. I give up Amazon Prime. Just let me help you buy the moon, sir, please.
Because I can't let go of Amazon Prime. I love it.
I do. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I need my Amazon Prime.
I get the ship.
I need that rush shipping.
I get the shipment
real quick. Be coming in like in the flesh, don't it?
Thursday night football is a bonus.
It's a bonus because I don't know. And look, I don't think we ever talked about this, but let me tell you something. That Amazon Prime Thursday night football is special. I love it.
Richard Sherman is an idiot. Like I mean that in a good way.
He is.
I mean that in a good way.
So what's the possibility if and when he buys the NFL package that we have to pay extra to watch the games on Sunday?
I bet it'll be a lot less than what I'm paying right now.
I can guarantee that.
I guarantee it won't be. I guarantee it'll be.
Well, let me say this.
I'm not even gonna put my business in.
I guarantee it ain't gonna go out when it start raining.
Let me change that because
I bet you I won't know how much
been taking care of me this year, so I'm gonna
look. I bet you I won't know how much it costs.
Don't nobody care. You still gonna be behind.
As long as I don't
need a better broadcasting team.
I'm fine.
They need a lot of better broadcasting team than Richard Sherman and Fitzmagic, though.
Spoilers everywhere.
Jim.
Huh?
As long as I'm not talking to y'all at the time, I'm live.
You will be. I'm gonna text you every time.
And I'm wondering, did anybody else see Steve Smith on the sideline last night reporting for the game? Steve Smith was on the sideline and the players were behind him and they were like really practicing really hard. And they were like, "What's wrong, Steve?" He was like, if they want to make sure that they play tonight, they better not hit me. He's like, "'Cause I sure would hate to come out of retirement." I'm like, wait, what?
Speaking of not playing,
Steve Smith
how did you skip over the Trey Lance news?
I was
He's
going.
coming to it. I hope I'm gonna give him benefit of the doubt. He was coming to it.
I still have a tier because I was going to talk about Trey Lance and I was going to talk about the fact that George Kittle is playing, but Trey Lance, get well soon, young fella. You know.
Oh, and Hunter Renfrow is out this week.
Yeah, Hunter Renfrow is out this week.
He was celebrating the Aces victory and got hurt.
Yeah.
Maybe Waller will do something now.
Lord, please let him do something because I need
Renfrow. I mean, I thought he's been hurt all year.
I did too.
He hasn't done anything all
I heard
year.
his name at one point.
Because he looks so hard.
I've heard him because he's fumbled in back-to-back weeks.
Yes, he has.
There you go.
Yeah,
I just want to add,
plays Sunday.
in case the public is wondering, Aaron Judge is at bat right now. But here's that's not even the story. Here's the story for tonight. ESPN, Fox, MLB is not allowed to show their at bats live because it's on Apple TV tonight.
Yep.
And that's insane to me. Like they can't even do a live look into the stadium to show the masses when he's about to break the record or tie for the record. Excuse me. And that's crazy to me. That's monopoly at its finest.
You got to be on Apple TV.
And speaking of the Yankees,
I'm gonna jump right to that real quick, Fleck. But I needed to say this to Rob real quick, and I'm gonna come right back to you. That's why I don't nobody like Steve Smith because he ain't nothing but the NFL version of Charles Oakley. Always want to fight somebody.
No, I love him. I think he's amazing.
I like Steve Smith.
He always fights somebody. He always
like Charles Oakley.
He's a former Raven.
I like Charles Oakley when he was.
They always fight.
I like Charles Oakley too, even though he's
like Anthony Mason.
I love him too.
Even though he's still banned from Massachusetts.
People all the time. Fleck. So speaking of Aaron Judge and the Yankees, Fleck, continue on with your thought, please, sir.
Oh, see, I wasn't even about to say anything about Aaron Judge, but since you brought that in, he's on pace to win a Triple Crown. Amir, for those that don't watch Pride and Passion Baseball Talk that didn't get to hear you talk about him yesterday and his chase for the Triple Crown,
such vigor.
Have the floor, sir.
I get excited. I got the social floor.
Have the floor.
From the social floor to the roof is the ceiling. So the Triple Crown, it's very, very, very rare. The last time it happened is 2012. Miguel Cabrera with the Tigers. So the Triple Crown is basically one person winning the top 3 slugger awards, which is the top batting average, the league leader in batting average, league leader in RBIs, and the league leader in home runs. Prior to 2012, Miguel Cabrera, it has not been done since 1967, people, which Carl Yastrzemski, I'm surprised I could say that. I practiced that too last night a bunch of times.
Yes.
Carl Yastrzemski did that in 1967. And fun fact, Carl Yastrzemski's grandson plays for the Giants. So just a little fun fact there. But it's so rare that this is not an American League National League thing. This is a Major League Baseball, and Aaron Judge is in the lead in all 3. Going into tonight, he was going in with a 316 batting average. And number 2 is Xander Bogaerts. They're both playing against each other. Xander Bogaerts 0 for 1, Aaron Judge 0 for 2. So they both dropped at the same time, kind of. So they're in the lead, something to worthwhile looking forward to, not just the home run record, but the Triple Crown record. As y'all can see, I am excited about baseball.
He is excited about baseball. Also, the Yankees. Go ahead.
Amir asked me yesterday about who won the Triple Crown before Miguel Cabrera in 2012. I cannot spell that dude's name, much less say it. So I just put Yaz.
I always say Yaz, but Yastrzemski.
Yastrzemski.
But what I was gonna say before we got into the Triple Crown was that I think what you were just about to get to, Jim, were the Dodgers, the Braves, the Mets, and the Yankees have all clinched playoff spots.
Right.
In the MLB playoffs.
Who clinched first?
The Dodgers did.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm not a hater.
Dodgers and Astros are the only 2 teams that clinched their division. I just want to make sure I reiterate that part. They're the only 2 teams, and that's how they're going to be the top seed in their leagues anyway. So,
yeah.
So how is it that the Yankees clinched a playoff spot, but the Astros haven't been?
Who?
You said the Astros or
Astros?
Yankees.
No, the Astros clinched their division, which they clinched the division as a playoff spot.
So how? So okay, when did they clinch? Because I didn't.
Who, the Astros last week?
Oh, okay, I didn't see anything on them. That's
Yeah, they're like 17 games up on the division.
right, and I knew they were, and
crazy.
I was kind of confused on why they weren't mentioned in that. Where you know what I'm saying? Where
No, they clinched like 3 games after the Dodgers did. It's about
Yeah.
3-4 games after the Dodgers did.
okay,
It's like a given because of the American League West. Nobody sees those games. Only because of the time, not because they're boring.
right.
And 2, nobody watches because it's boring. So AL West is just it's not to say bad baseball, but it's not competitive. Nobody's going to stay up and watch non-competitive games unless you're on the West Coast. It's just that simple.
And speaking of West Coast, Julio Rodriguez for the Seattle Mariners went on the IL.
Right, and that's going to hurt them. Like I said,
Y'all heard that transition?
We're all rooting for the Baltimore Orioles to sneak in there somehow.
Yeah, and I told you that yesterday on your show that they've been bad. The Orioles, they've been bad for so long. I want to see them get in.
And they've done this, and I'm shocked. They've done this with their farm system this year, and when they traded away Trey Mancini, I was like, what are they? That was the heart and soul, of Baltimore all these years, and they traded him away. They were tanking. And those kids said, not so fast. They did a Lee Corso, and they said, not so fast. And they turned it around. Yes, sir.
Oh, no, I was just saying that we the ones.
I'm not watching that right now because I have to have the TV on Apple Plus because
all I said was
I
didn't know I didn't even know what I was talking about, sir.
I did.
So we talking about the West Coast.
It's on your shirt, sir.
It's on my shirt.
Bloodline.
Yes, we the ones. But
wait, it's on Flex shirt.
We
50% of the panel is claiming the ones tonight. Just putting it out there.
Oh wait, this is another shirt I got to go get. These is fresh. We talking about the West Coast. We talked about baseball, basketball, football. We didn't talk about what happened last Saturday with Canelo versus Triple G. Canelo went ahead and defeated him. It's the end of that saga. We hope
it's over.
It's over.
It's a wrap.
Did y'all expect it to end that way?
First off, me and Amir, we were texting back and forth during that match. I think Amir had it a little bit closer than I did. I think Canelo outboxed him. I gave, Triple G maybe the last 3 out of the last 4 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, Canelo won the rest of them. I think Amir had it a little bit closer to what the judges had it, which they had it 116, 112.
116. That's where I had it. I had it 116, 112.
But I think the judges had it 115, 113.
Yeah, one judge did. Yeah.
Right. So they had it a lot closer than I thought it was. Of course, I'm not a boxing expert, but I think Triple G saved what he could for those last few rounds to make it, look better than it actually was, in my opinion. I think Canelo came out really wanting to try to knock Triple G out because, as Amir pointed out, Triple G's never been on his back. So, yeah.
You took every word out of my mouth. Well, very well said, very well done. I don't think I will add to answer your question, Jimmy. This saga is over. Reason being because of the weight. Triple G is not coming up to 168. Canelo is no longer going down under 168 ever again. He is a super middleweight, and he's looking to reclaim his light heavyweight status with the winner of the Dimitri Bivol and the lefty Hispanic. I forgot what he's fighting. They're fighting here in a couple of weeks. He's looking to fight the winner of that. So Canelo is not dropping down again. He's not. So this saga is over. This was more of a ideally it should have been 1-1 going into this past Saturday. This was the tiebreaker. Right. And with Canelo beating him soundly, which he did, this is over. This saga is over. Nobody's going to talk about who's going to fight who ever again. So we'll see. Canelo's not going to fight the rest of this year. He usually fights in November. He fought late September. He's going to have hand surgery, so he's going to be out. We'll look for him quite possibly around Cinco de Mayo of next year, where he'll fight the winner of the Bivol fight. And I want to add one more thing that I didn't put on the notes, and I forgot this weekend. Actually, tomorrow. For those of you who don't know, Mayweather's fighting. So you look at the face. Nobody knew that. Floyd Money Mayweather is fighting this weekend. It's an exhibition. We get it. It's for money. But he is fighting Japan's #1 MMA fighter. Okay? So maybe we'll see a kick to the head by accident. I don't know. But I am tuning in because I got nothing else going on for myself. But that fight is happening sometime in the tomorrow afternoon. But that fight is happening.
I can 100% guarantee Mayweather have it somewhere in the contract that you are not to lay a foot on me, sir.
Jim,
if you expect to get paid, you can't lay a foot on me. Yes, sir.
Jim, so I know you kind of mentioned it in passing. Bloodline's got some new shirts. I like it.
Yeah, look, I didn't say anything, but I want one.
My order.
They got Solo on there.
My order is already in.
We the
I'll
ones.
show it to you real quick.
My order is already in. And notice, your boy on the side still wearing the old shirt. They ain't even giving him the new shirt.
Sammy ain't getting the good shirt.
No, Sammy, go sit down. But one other thing to talk about in boxing real quick, Shakur Stevenson, he confirmed that he will not make that 130 pounds, and he has been stripped of his WBC and WBO super featherweight world titles. So they still on the line for who's that? Robson. I can't say
the fight is still happening tomorrow night.
Right.
Free on ESPN, by the way. That fight is free on ESPN.
The only way the titles will move is if Stevenson,
if the other guy wins,
yeah.
which is not going to happen. So it'll just be the next fight somebody will fight for those titles. I just want to add up to that what people are really not talking about. That sets up a super bout, Shakur Stevenson and Javonte Davis later down the line.
Which Stevenson basically confirmed that by saying, "Hey, I'm risking my health to try to get down to 130. I'm not going to do that anymore."
Right.
That's a super fight.
Yeah.
But Tank versus Shakur, that's a super fight.
That'll be a good one. Let me give y'all some rapid fire scores real quick since we're at the end of our hour past. Syracuse right now is beating Virginia 13-0. We have Nevada and the Air Force and Boise State and UTEP should be starting pretty soon. The Cubs right now losing to the Pirates 4-2. The Reds and the Brewers are tied 2 apiece. Marlins and Washington Nationals are tied 1 apiece. The Phillies are beating the Atlanta Braves 4-0.
I don't like how you put that bass in your voice for that one, sir.
I'm sorry, I had to do it. The Yankees and the Red Sox are tied at 1 apiece. The Orioles are beating the Astros 1-0. And the Rays are beating the Blue Jays currently 2-0. We still have a few games that have yet to start. Not gonna go through all of them because it's a lot. In Bellator, Benson Hernandez beat Peter Quilly.
Stop it.
Oh, international friendly.
Just stop it.
All sports, sir. All sports matter.
All sports matter, sir.
Argentina.
I wasn't saying stop that. I was saying stop trying to pronounce the name.
Yeah. I can't do it. I can't do it. I tried. I tried to do it. I tried. Argentina and Honduras are tied 0-0. Japan beat USA 2-0. Canada beat Qatar 2-0, and Brazil
Can
beat
we pause
Ghana
there
3-0.
Can we put a pin on the rest of the scores? Because I do have a
breaking news.
No, it's not breaking news, but it's huge news for the United States men's team to lose 2-0 to the Japanese team. And granted, it's a friendly. It was a friendly. Even though both squads, was a full force. It's big news because you got the World Cup coming up here in 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who don't know, the World Cup is starting here in 2 months. Usually in the summertime, but because of COVID, they pushed it. Either way, it's in 2 months. And for the United States to lose this match going forward when it was doing so well, it's huge because it shows that they're struggling and the rest of the world is not, like usual, scared of the United States soccer team. So,
well, they've never been.
That's big. For them losing is big.
They've never been afraid of the male soccer team. They've always been afraid of the female soccer team.
Yeah, but we haven't qualified either. But this year we did.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And that was the end of my scores. Big robbery. Big
hold up.
Roberto.
Before you kick it to Rob, and I want to put this,
Do your thing.
to the people inside. I just want to know what game everybody's looking forward to this weekend. What game, college, pro, whatever, are you looking forward to this weekend?
I'm looking forward to Monday Night Football, to the Giants and Cowboys. I haven't looked forward to a Giants and Cowboys game, and I get it. There's a backup quarterback for the Cowboys. There's a backup Giants team that's 2-0. I am looking forward to it, as a fan.
Please don't get put out the house. Don't get put out the house.
I'm looking forward to that Buffalo and Miami game. I want to see if Miami is truly
that's
legit.
a given.
I want to see, if they can slow that Buffalo team down. Florida, even though I know they're probably going to get the butt kicked, they're playing Tennessee. That's number 11. That's number 20 I'm looking forward to that.
Tennessee, the truth. This is more of a showcase for Tennessee. I think
Florida's playing garbage. So
no, I think this game, and because you guys have motivated me more, I've been watching more games and following more of college football. Especially since my team's already been eliminated for the year. So I think this is more of a showcase for Tennessee. Tennessee, how good can they be? And beating a not so great Florida team, not so good Florida team, it is still a big victory for the Tennessee Volunteers if it happens.
Right.
Jim, what you looking forward to, Jim?
Yeah,
Rob, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rob.
Let Jim go. Go ahead, Jim.
You can go ahead.
Jim, I'm going to just be honest. I'm petty, and everybody knows it. And I ain't even trying to hold off to it. I'm going to enjoy watching Alabama kick Vandy in the teeth. That's just my thing. But then on top of that, I literally want to see this Arkansas-Texas A&M game because I think that's going to be a Donnybrook fight.
Let me pause you for a minute, Rob. Breaking news: Roger Federer lost. That's the last competitive match of his career. So his career's done.
And
well, we knew that when that idiot jumped on the court and burnt his arm off for God knows what reason.
I don't
what was he trying to prove?
I don't understand what was going on with
that. I didn't understand that at all.
And Federer knew he was losing because he just decided to do an exhibition with Rafael Nadal as a doubles when Federer don't play doubles.
Right.
His body just can't go through a singles tournament. So he said, I'm just going to play a doubles match. So we kind of knew that. But you said it right, Fleck. Farewell to a legend in tennis. And he's definitely held up his end of the bargain as far as being number one for so long. So
it's just crazy that we've lost the female GOAT of tennis and the male GOAT of tennis within a span of a month. You know what I mean? Like that's just wild to me.
And they've held their own for 20 plus years.
No, I agree. I totally agree. I'm just saying the timing of both of them. You know what I'm saying? Calling it a career. That's crazy. Their careers kind of were in the same trajectory for most of their careers. So to see both of them hang it up within the span of a month,
I believe the real question here is: are they filming King Richard Part 2 with Will Smith, or he's still banned, or it's a legit question.
He just made his return back to social media about a month and a half ago.
Well, Apple said they're making a movie with him, so I'm little by little he's coming back. He's getting uncanceled.
Yeah, he have a movie coming out that was put on pause for a little while. Same as they about to get his teeth kicked out. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, I was just about to say Tim to get his whole head knocked off.
What game are you looking forward to this weekend?
Honestly, Fleck, I'm actually looking forward to the 49ers and the Broncos. I want to see because Russell Wilson is very famously the 49er killer. So I want to see if they decide.
This is why you don't talk now, Jimmy. This is why we don't want you to talk, Jimmy.
No, I'm serious. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see.
You automatically jump the bias. Like when I talk about the Giants, I talked about in a joking term. You're dead serious. Like you really want to watch your team. Like
it's not even because it's the 49ers. I want to see if Russell Wilson is still going to be Russell Wilson or if they still not giving him the keys.
No, he got the keys, and guess what? He has a lemon in Denver.
They kicking field goals.
All jokes aside, the only guest person is George Kittle. He's making his debut, That's the only thing I'm looking forward to, and that's for fantasy purposes.
That
But
is
nobody is going to wake up and says, "I gotta watch that Denver Niners game."
But I'm also
Nobody.
I'm also like Rob said, looking forward to seeing Vanderbilt get their mouth snatched out.
Yeah, it
You know,
always.
y'all know
Nobody
I'm not an Alabama fan, but I want to see Vandy get their mouth snatched out.
Why nobody like Vanderbilt? I'm confused.
It's just because.
They produced the smoking Jay Cutler.
And there's your answer right there because of what you just said right there.
Because they're in Nashville.
That's exactly right.
Rob, do you have a sports fact for us, sir?
So yes, I keep something hot on my plate all the time. So look, in the history of baseball, there's only been one player in the World Series whose initials are DH that have batted DH. What's that player's name?
Do what?
You said DH, right?
There's only one player in the history of baseball that batted DH, and his initials are DH.
Darrell Henderson?
Okay,
Nope.
so I'm criticizing this question because there's no such thing as EH in baseball.
No,
He said
D.
D.
Delta Hotel.
That's why I asked him because I was like, "Did you say DH?"
D.
No,
I
he
said
said
D.
D.
Mm-hmm. I know my voice is deep. That's my fault.
DH. There's only one in baseball, and he batted DH.
In the
Rob,
World
I
Series.
need
I got a
watch
feeling.
it
I got
now.
a feeling I should know this.
I got a feeling
In
you
the
should
World
too.
Series.
In the World Series.
Rob, watch your TV.
Can we get the team he played for, sir?
Hold on. I'll tell you because I just had his name.
I should know this. I should. I'm Daniel David. I'm trying to minimize the first names first because H could be anything.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I'll show you here.
Batted DH. Henderson. David Henderson?
Nope.
I was thinking of the Oakland A's, David Henderson.
Rob, tell me you watching it.
I am. And he
Okay,
played for
look,
the,
so
he played
I
for
cheated
the
and
Danny Heat?
Googled it.
Is it Danny Heat?
Huh?
They're not gonna get that.
Hey, look, it's
I cheated
baseball.
and
All sports
Googled it.
matters.
But they're
All
not gonna
sports
get
matter.
that. 'Cause
Danny
I've
Heat.
never heard of this person.
His name is Danny Heat.
I've literally
No,
never heard of that.
Even I would ever get that one.
But I'm gonna tell you what else he is known for. He is known for the 4,000th strikeout victim of Nolan Ryan
Oh wow.
But he did this for the Mets in '86.
in '86. Right now, the other one, another one that I have. What is
I know exactly what y'all talking about.
What is the oldest sports event in the U.S.?
It's got to be one of the horse
Golf?
races.
What is it?
One of the horse races.
Polo?
It's golf.
Old is it? Hold up. First off, it's not something like cornhole, is it?
It's nothing crazy. It's nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. You're fine.
Um,
Oh yeah,
I
they
don't know.
still gonna kick his head off.
is it one of the sports races?
You
I mean,
warm.
one of the horse races.
You're warm.
It's a
Polo?
race.
What is it?
It's a
Polo?
race.
It's a race.
It's a race.
Is it a car race? No, not a car race.
Can't be car. It's horse related.
Horse race.
Greyhounds?
Like
Because before there was regular horse racing, there was that horse
Let me-
cart racing before
You
there was
tell
regular.
me when y'all want me to give you the answer. And when I say it, you're gonna be like, really?
Well, go ahead and say it then.
Kentucky Derby.
yeah, and that's what I was about to say too.
Wait, that's horse racing.
Right.
I said it
Yeah,
was a
you
race.
said, but you said I was warm, so I didn't know.
And
if
I
that
said he
meant,
was
like,
warm when he said
it
horse race.
was a race of some type.
Wait,
Yep.
you didn't. Next time, say event. Sports
Okay,
event.
I'll
not
give you more
sport.
of a lead in. So, okay, I'm gonna give you this one. This is an event that happens every year, and it's the only 2 days a year where there are no professional sports games.
Hold up, say that again.
During an event where there are only 2 days in the year where there are no professional sports games played.
I didn't understand that.
So
One more time.
there are 2 days in each year where you will not see any professional sports played. Only 2 days.
So baseball kicks off in April.
It's the Wednesday and Thursday after the World Series.
Not the World Series.
No,
I said after the World Series, sir.
Not even nothing to do with the World Series.
it's I want to say
It's right after the Super Bowl.
no, it's not. It is right after the
Basketball
NBA.
stuff still happening.
It's February. I
No,
want to say
No, June.
not February.
June.
NBA playing February.
June. No, because baseball's going on in June.
Baseball and
baseball.
WNBA.
You're
Sports
close
is going
though,
on
Fleck.
all year
Fleck,
round,
you are
guys.
warm. You
We're
are
just talking
warm,
about 2
Fleck.
days.
Is it May?
No, Fleck, you are on the right track. You just got to
It's
keep
after
moving.
the NBA Finals, right? Sometime after the NBA Finals.
It's after
So
the
they-
NBA Finals.
Huh?
It's Father's Day weekend.
No.
Nah, I was
Because
cool.
there's a lull
I quit.
after the finals
There's
because
this is a trick question because there's always sports being played all year round.
And
I guess he means like the
I'm gonna give you this hint. I'm gonna give you this hint. Amir, you're gonna be mad. You're gonna be like, you asshole when I tell you, because it ties to your sports podcast.
after the All-Star,
Lost.
the baseball All-Star break.
After and before the All-Star break. After and before the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 days. Those are the only 2 days in a year where there are no professional sports played. And I had to
Oh,
dig
when you
deep.
first said it, I thought you meant like season over, nothing's going on.
No,
But yeah, I guess that makes sense.
No, well,
So,
it
yeah.
depends because that's not every year though because sometimes basketball goes on later.
not during the
And
All-Star.
then like this year where
Sometimes.
baseball, the All-Star game for baseball was pushed back.
Yeah.
And
But
that's
no,
it.
you're right. You're right, Rob. It's usually nothing played that week.
During
The
that
All-Star
week.
game is that Tuesday. There's nothing Wednesday, Thursday.
Yep.
So yeah.
That's usual. Unless
All right,
something special happens. So that's what I had, Jim. And
Those
also,
are good ones,
look,
Rob. Those are
hey,
good
if you ever get a chance, if you have this near you, it's called Sip It. And
Bruh, all we can see
frozen-
is like a white light.
Don't nobody have no
Oh,
daiquiri shops near
sorry,
them.
you can't really see it, but
Yeah,
it's
you're not gonna be able to see it.
there's nothing really on it. It's just a white cup, but it's what's in it is what's special. It's basically a frozen daiquiri type drink mixed with some very good liquor, and this one is This one has Jamaican rum in it. So,
Everybody won't be like New Orleans.
hey, call it what you want to, but I sure am appreciative.
I'm telling you what, you better go get you some of this gold bar right here.
You're a real
I'm still
child.
mad that
Hey, who
I'm gonna have to
did
rack
you
up
find
on
out
my
about gold bar
liquor.
from? I'm just saying. Who told you about that?
You
Gold bar.
did.
I'm just saying. There's a
I'm
handsome
gonna-
fella
I'm
that
gonna
put you
do
You
my
on.
said it, but you ain't got it. That's all I'm saying. You said it,
I'm
but
gonna
you
get
ain't
my
got it.
liquor up when I come to New Orleans.
Yeah, I
I
drank all
can't get
mine.
nothing here.
What?
I'm so childish. Go
You
ahead.
can't have none of it. You can have it. You can have it all. I'll open the entire bar for y'all. Y'all the only ones though. No, can't nobody else have nothing. I can't do it. I can't do it. There go Lacey Evans.
Is that
All right.
what
Do we have anything else, fellas?
Is that? Yeah, that's who it is. I just thought about
Ah,
it.
well.
Who is that?
Well, we do know that some like baseball, football, and basketball, while others like hockey, boxing, and NASCAR. But here, all sports matter. We out.